Hey Aquarius, welcome to my channel. This is going to be a love reading for the sign of Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and other strong placements. If you are not sure where your placements sit, Aquarius, there is a link in the description box where you can get a free birth chart analysis. I'm also doing personal readings again, so if this resonates with you and if my energy resonates with you, please feel free to reach out. My details are also in the description box below. So Aquarius, let's see what's going on for you in love. The energies are quite intense at the moment. It just feels like something is shifting, that there are big shifts happening energetically. Okay, let's see, Aquarius. Spirit for the sign of Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Please and thank you messages of or for love. What is going on? Okay, Aquarius, how I work is I like to pull out the cards in the reading. I'll show them to you, and then when all the cards are out, I think I'm going to pull 6 today. We'll look at the storyline and what's going on. Okay, so first card for Aquarius, please and thank you. The Death card, card of Scorpio, Major Arcana. It's actually a beautiful card to get because it means there's opportunity for rebirth and that cycles are closing out. This could be quite intense for you with this full moon coming up next week. What else for Aquarius, please and thank you, Spirit? The World, wow. This is major change. The World is another major arcana. Card of Capricorn or Sagittarius, I think it is. And ruled by Saturn. It is about karmic cycles. It is about new cycles. And with the Death card, paired with the Death card, that is a definite message and sign that there's something big changing or shifting in your world, Aquarius. I said Sagittarius and Capricorn because for me the World card holds both of those energies. It has more of a Capricorn, slant on it with the reference to karmic cycles, since Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, which is the planet of karma, of structure, of things coming back around, lessons coming back around to be learned. But what I'm sensing from the World and Death card together, Aquarius, is that whatever lesson it was that you were experiencing is coming to an end. Whatever cycle it was that you felt kept looping or that kept you in some kind of a loop and made you feel trapped in any sense, any way, shape, or form, mentally, emotionally, physically even, that cycle is coming to an end. So because this is a love reading, this could be to do with matters of the heart, Aquarius, where maybe you've been stuck in specific patterns of relationships or certain types of people and energies that you find have been coming into your world. And, in relationship, that's where we are triggered in a deep way to reflect on any unhealed traumas or unseen traumas. Let me not say unhealed traumas because we are forever healing, but any unseen trauma or trauma that you have been numbing out, distracting from, blocking, and maybe not necessarily trauma, but old wounds, patterns, beliefs that have kept you feeling stuck, that you were maybe even unaware of. Those, in relationship, those things come to light. And so we will attract a certain type of person, a certain type of energy, until we are able to see those parts of ourselves that need to be seen in order to be integrated, in order to, for the healing to begin. And I feel like you've been doing a lot of this work, Aquarius. And what I sense is a heightened awareness now of, the way you move in the world, the way you show up, the choices that you make. And because of this pattern that has been looping or repeating itself is coming to an end and to be rebirthed. That's beautiful energy. Let's see, what else for Aquarius, please, and thank you. Wow, okay, the Seven of Wands, that's defensive energy. Let me just get all the cards out. The Five of Swords. Okay, yeah, this could be referring to, the cycle that is coming to an end. Five of Swords is a card of self-sabotage, Aquarius. King of Pentacles, that's a good card to have. Card of Taurus, you could be dealing with a Taurus, you could have strong Taurus placements. And the last card is the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, so what I'm seeing here for you, Aquarius, is, this is very difficult energy to be in. The Seven of Wands, Five of Swords. It is defensiveness, it is self-sabotage. You could have found yourself in the cycle of self-sabotage. I have a moon in Aquarius, so I can relate to this. And it doesn't even have to be a dramatic form of self-sabotage, Aquarius. What could be happening is, subtle ways that you are not even aware of, in which you allow your thoughts to kind of take over, and you're not thinking anymore from the heart brain, gut brain axis, but making decisions from your head and from a defensive point of view is what I just heard. So, and this is triggers. This card is about triggers. This card is about those unseen bearers of those wands. You can't see who's actually holding these wands, but he's standing there in a very defensive stance against them. And because they are unseen, it's often representative of, the emotions and, the unconscious, the subconscious wounding that we face, day to day, moment to moment. And when you are unaware of what those triggers are and where they are coming from, you can get in your head about it, and overanalyze the situation. And what ends up happening then, Aquarius, is that's then projected onto the other person. And that's where the sabotage happens. Or you anticipate, the worst form of betrayal or abandonment, or any of those awful things that can happen in relationships. You tend to anticipate that and then project it on to someone else, or bring it in or call it in to your own circle and your own energy and your own space as a self-fulfilling prophecy. But this cycle, I feel, because it's coming out with the World card and the Death card, is this way of being in relationship, Aquarius, for you is shifting. It is changing. You've become aware of it. And that is this King of Pentacles energy that has come out for you. Taurus energy, very grounded energy. The King of Pentacles knows his worth. He stands in his worth. He feels safe in his worth. It's a very, very grounded energy. It's an established energy. It is achievement in the material world. But what I'm sensing for you in this love reading is this is more of an emotional feeling for you right now, Aquarius. you're coming into grounding, you're coming into understanding, what are those things that cause you to self-sabotage, that bring you back into loops that you no longer want to be in. You've started recognizing these loops, Aquarius. And, it could have been through active, inner work that you've been doing, or, a Tao moment in your life where, something has happened that has just come in to show you this pattern very clearly. As a moon in Aquarius, I can share something that happened to me this morning. I had the worst panic attack. And it was about abundance. It was about my choices. It was about whether I am doing the right thing. It was about whether I'm self-sabotaging. And I went into a little bit of a spiral about that. And what I had to do in order to jump on and do this reading was sit in meditation, sit in grounding, and call my energy back into myself. So this is something you might also need to be doing, Aquarius, is calling your energy back to yourself, reclaiming your energy from where you have unwillingly or unwittingly given it away, because that's also what can happen in relationship, is that we share parts of our soul, part of our energetic vibration and imprint with other people. And sometimes, it doesn't have to be triggered by an event or trauma or something, unpleasant that happens in a relationship, but part of our higher selves, part of our energy gets left in that timeline, remains behind in the timeline of when that happened. And how you know that this is happening is you start feeling a little bit floaty, ungrounded. This is when, we are most prone to psychic attack, to anxiety, to fear, to feeling unsafe. And so the energy that needs to then come in for you, Aquarius, is the energy of grounding. And you can do this by, just standing barefoot on the earth. Soil itself has got a chemistry that can balance. It's not only energetic, it's not only representative and symbolic of the earth and the stability that we're standing on, but there are also, there's also a chemical or an alchemical, what's the word, exchange happening when you engage with soil and with the earth. So try and do that. Spend some time in nature. Take a salt bath as well. Because what I was also feeling, and Aquarians are, you tend to be philanthropic, and you're always looking out for the greater good of the world and of everyone around you. And you can get in your head about that. But if you are exposing yourself to different energies on a daily basis, especially, people, experiences, things, protect your energy as well, Aquarius. Because what I was also seeing in my meditation was, and in Hindi we call it najar, but it's like evil eye. And when you put yourself out there, there's always the chance that, there will be jealousy, there will be envy, there will be individuals that might wish ill on you. And that can affect your energy field if you're not protecting, if you're not grounding, if you are not protecting and closing off your energy as well. So when you when you do have interactions, it's important that you bubble yourself, imagine yourself surrounded by golden light, going out in public, or even, in relationship, especially if the relationship is starting off new and, you don't quite know yet where your boundaries are. And this is also a card of boundaries. Bubble your energy, Aquarius, is what I'm feeling to tell you. And that's a very specific message. So if it doesn't resonate with you, just leave the message. Don't take it on. This could also be, and we've got, the signs that are here on the table are Scorpio, Capricorn, Sagittarius, and Taurus. Those are the strongest signs coming through here. There's also in the minor arcana Gemini, Sagittarius, and Virgo. And we are in Virgo season. So the Knight of Pentacles has come out after the King of Pentacles. So that's more earth energy, and you are an air sign, Aquarius. So if earth energy cards are coming out for you, that's another sign that there needs to be grounding in your energy. The Knight of Pentacles is a very stoic knight, a very consistent, practical. If you think of Virgo energy, Virgos are perfectionists. They usually like to have a plan, step-by-step plan, before they take action on anything. So they are also a very cautious sign, being an earth sign, and very, very practical. So the Knight of Pentacles is the most practical of all of the knights in the deck. He's not even moving, whereas all the other knights in the tarot are usually moving on their horse. This knight is standing still. He's surveying his surroundings, and he's planning his next move carefully. So if you are going into a relationship, again, it's the same message coming through that I was picking up for the King of Pentacles. If you are going into a new relationship, or even, taking your relationship to the next level, but I do feel there's some kind of a shift happening here. So there is a transition taking place. So that transition could be a new relationship. It could be, leveling up commitment. It could be, with the Death card and the World card, it could be the end of a relationship as well. Just take that how it resonates, Aquarius. But what Spirit is bringing through here with the Knight of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles is to take a step back before making your next move. Take a step back before, jumping into anything new or anything different right now. What's important right now for you to do, Aquarius, is to integrate this huge lesson that's coming in for you with two major arcana. The major arcana represent divine guidance. They represent, our spirit guides, God, depending on what your faith is. Insert that in there, but it's usually very, very divinely guided. So whatever this lesson is that's coming in for you, it's a huge upgrade, is what I'm feeling. And you might even be feeling this in your body, Aquarius. Upgrades can feel like, inflammation, headaches, exhaustion, shifts in your cycle if you are a woman. So you could be feeling this upgrade physically as well. And what's important, when this happens, I'm sorry, Aquarius, if I'm zoning out. It's just that it's when the messages are coming through thick and fast. and I have to filter through them to be able to speak it in a way that's understandable. Um, when this happens, when there are big shifts in our space, and especially in relationship space, because that's really where we are the most impacted as human beings. We cannot thrive in isolation. It is in relationship that we learn and that we heal and that we grow. So when these shifts happen, they can be quite intense. And as an Aquarian, what you might tend to do is numb it out, or ignore it, distract yourself, because as Aquarians, we don't like to sit with emotion as an air sign. Even though you are represented by the water bearer, you are an air sign. So it's very difficult for an Aquarian to really sit with emotion. But this is what you are being called to do, is take a step back, pause, reflect, integrate the lesson, understand what it is that this means for the rest of your days, Aquarius. But this is beautiful energy. I'm getting a very peaceful, calm, and it's coming from this earth energy. It's coming from the sense of feeling grounded again. And you might have just exited a relationship, Aquarius, as well, where you felt floaty, where you didn't feel grounded, where you needed to be on guard and maybe tiptoeing around this person, where the communication wasn't necessarily flowing, where it was difficult, because the Five of Swords, is also a card of conflict and winning out at all costs. So when we are in constant fear of saying the wrong thing, or anticipating conflict, and in defensive mode all the time, that impacts your nervous system in a huge way. And our nervous system starts bracing. And you'll know that feeling because it can manifest into panic attacks or heart palpitations, similar to what I experienced this morning. And that's a sign that you're not feeling safe and that you're not grounded. And any type of relationship where you feel like this, Aquarius, is a sign that there's a misalignment in energy that is happening. And because of that, it creates a dissonance with your vibration as well. And that is what your nervous system picks up on. So our bodies are talking to us all the time. The heart has 60,000 neural networks. So, it has its own brain. The gut as well has its own neural networks and its own brain. And if we are thinking in isolation with either the head or, the heart or the gut, and not connecting the three together and then making decisions based on that, that can create misalignment within your own body and within your own vibration. And that's when our nervous systems start to talk to us. So this earth energy that's coming in is making me feel very peaceful and very grounded for you. So if you haven't already done that, Aquarius, the big message here is to ground your energy, even if you are still in relationship and you haven't, it's not an ending, or you're not experiencing these energies. Maybe, these energies are coming up for you and not necessarily with the other person. And that's showing you as well where, there are triggers that need to be worked on or healed for you to bring in your own sense of peace, Aquarius. I just want to get an overall energy Overall card of advice for my Aquarians. Page of Wands. Okay, Page of Wands is about starting fresh, starting new, becoming a student again, being passionate about something again. And this is usually what happens when we clear out, debris and baggage that we've been holding on to, even subconsciously, is it ignites a new spark within us. And fire energy, which is one's energy, is very creative energy. It's new ideas, it's a new sense of purpose, it's moving with joy and excitement and happiness and abundance and curiosity. I mean, if you look at the look on her face, she is, it's an innocent look of openness. Not Brene Brown, Elizabeth Gilbert has the saying, always 1% more curious than afraid. And it's talking to, it's very, very different from this energy, where this energy can have you in fear and keep you stuck, not wanting to move forward. You are moving into this energy now, Aquarius. And it is page energy. The pages in the tarot usually represent children, new beginnings, and a sense of innocence as well. So there's an innocence coming in for you and a feeling of peace, Aquarius. And it might even represent, your true inner child before the conditioning, before the experiences that made you who you are today. If you imagine how children come into this world, it's with complete innocence and with a completely blank canvas. And if you imagine, going back to that state of being, this is what I'm feeling for you. There's a sense of childlike curiosity and peace and passion and a newfound sense of self-worth is what I'm feeling for you, Aquarius. That is absolutely beautiful. What is next for you, Aquarius? What is next? What is coming next? I want to clarify with a different deck. Just one more card of advice. Queen of Swords, and that is your card, Aquarius. So it's an air card and it's a discerning card. So again, I feel like instead of, the Queen of Swords draws boundaries very clearly and with clarity and with purpose and with conviction. It's Libra energy. It's also a sense of justice and truth that's coming forward for you. So Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini are the air signs. This is actually a card of Libra, but because it is an air card, you see, the symbolism of the eagle flying overhead. It is a card of thought and truth and communication. The Queen of Swords can be seen as the coldest queen, out of all of the queens, because she doesn't take bullshit. She cuts through the bullshit with her sword. She can appear to be aloof, and Aquarians, that is your energy as well, but it is from a different point of view than the Five of Swords energy. So the Queen of Swords is a healed aloofness. It's a healed sense of drawing boundaries. It's not drawing boundaries from a place of fear, but it's drawing boundaries from a place of renewed self-worth. So that's the difference, with as you level up energy in the minor arcana, in the swords suite, from the Five of Swords, there's a lot of progression and healing that needs to happen to get to Queen energy. So you're standing in this energy now, Aquarius, with this cycle that's closing out for you, with new lessons coming in, with grounded energy. So I only see good things coming forward to you, whether it's, self-love or in relationship, because that translates. I mean, if we, our self-worth is in direct relation to how we view our relationship worth, our relational worth. And what I'm feeling for you here is a major upgrade in and level up in self-worth, Aquarius. So that's beautiful energy. If this reading resonated with you, I'd appreciate a like, comment, share your experience in the comment section. And if you'd like a personal reading, please reach out to me as well. Until next time, Aquarius.